Welcome to another installment of the Azure Migrate series. In this video, we will discuss the Azure Migrate assessment for Azure VM targets. It is recommended that you have reviewed the previous videos in this series which cover the importance and utilities of assessments, and that you have completed the prerequisites for the assessment before proceeding. Please ensure that you have created an Azure Migrate project and discovered the inventory of your Windows and Linux servers. You can discover your inventory using the Azure Migrate appliance or by importing the inventory captured by RV Tools or CMDB. If you have used the appliance for discovery, it is recommended to run the discovery for at least 24 hours to accumulate performance data to achieve better assessment results. Let's dive directly into the Azure VM assessment demo on Azure Portal. Search for Azure Migrate and navigate to your project. On the left hand, you'll see under Explore Inventory, the infrastructure blade that contains the inventory of all your discovered Windows and Linux servers. To create an assessment, you will have to select a few virtual machines. You can use filters using specific column properties or by using tags. Select a few machines and click on Create Assessment. To create an assessment for Azure VM target, select for Azure VM in the drop-down. Next, you can customize the assessment properties to suit your requirements. The target location determines the Azure region for assessment. It is important as the prices and availability of SKUs vary with regions. You can also specify the environment, type of source workload, i.e. dev, test, or prod, such that appropriate pricing can be applied. Currency savings options, such as pay-as-you-go, 1 or 3 year reserved instance, or Azure Savings Plan and assessment criteria to envision your TCO with maximum applicable savings and identify the best right-sized as your VM targets. By clicking on Edit Defaults, you can specify some Azure VM target-specific properties like target VMs, SKUs, disk types, etc. After specifying all the details, you can click on Review and Create Assessment. If all looks good, you can click on Create. The assessment is ready for review within a few minutes. Let's review this assessment. Here you can see that we have assessed 8 servers, out of which we have 6 ready, and 2 of them are marked as ready with conditions. The overview also provides the details of estimated monthly cost, which is $1,176 in this case. Let's delve deeper here. You can see that 5 servers are marked Extended Out of Support. You can review the distribution by support status and by operating systems by clicking on View Support Details. Now let's look at migration recommendations corresponding to each VM. Let's take the AirSonic MySQL, for example. On the Summary tab, you will get the brief details about readiness target configurations, recommended migration tool, and tags applied on this VM. You can review the source properties that were used to identify the target configuration. Here you see that the VM had an 80 GB disk with 2 IOPS requirement, and the VM had 7.99% of memory utilization. On the Target Recommendations tab, you get the complete details about the target VM configuration, including compute, operating system, and storage properties. You can also visualize the monthly cost breakup across each area. You can also review the recommendation reasoning to understand how the assessment results were calculated. Once discovery and assessment are completed, and you have built a high-confidence migration plan, you can leverage Azure Migrate's native server migration capability to migrate your server deployments with Azure Migrate server migration capability. You can lift and shift your servers to Azure virtual machines. You can even perform a test migration without impacting our production workloads before the actual migration. Thank you for watching this video.